Have you ever felt like the ground beneath your feet in the tech world is just constantly shifting?
Oh, absolutely.
Like what you understood as a fundamental truth about some tech just maybe a year ago. It completely morphs into something else.
Yeah, it's like trying to, I don't know, map a landscape while it's reshaping itself in real time.
Exactly. Well, today, we're embarking on a deep dive into exactly that kind of dynamic landscape. We're looking specifically at how people are truly leveraging generative AI in, well, 2025.
Right. And this isn't about the hype, the buzzwords we hear all the time.
No, forget the abstract stuff for a moment. Our focus is really on the practical, sometimes surprising, and often deeply personal ways these large language models, LLMs, are getting woven into daily life.
And our mission here is basically to give you a genuine shortcut, to get you well informed. We've spent time distilling the insights from this really compelling article on hbr.org.
The Marc Zao-Sanders piece. How people are really using Gen AI in 2025.
That's the one. We've pulled out the most important nuggets, the kind of unexpected truths, so you can grasp the evolving reality of LLMs without getting totally lost in all the noise out there.
Yeah, and it's no secret the conversation around AI, Gen AI, LLMs, it's just intensified so dramatically over the past year or so.
It really has. User interest has just skyrocketed.
Investments booming, governments are taking, much firmer stances now.
And for some people, the stakes feel like the future of humanity is on the line. Really high stakes.
It's incredible. And what's truly remarkable is just the sheer pace of innovation. If you just consider the last 12 months.
It's been breakneck. Custom GPTs emerged, right? Allowing for these highly tailored AI experiences. And then you had new players jumping in like DeepSeek and Grok, really expanding the whole competitive landscape.
And it goes deeper too. Google debuted tools like Notebook LM, their podcast generator.
Yeah.
While OpenAI started moving towards unifying its different models into sort of a single interface.
That was a big move. And we also saw the rise of chain of thought reasoning.
Yeah. Where the AI basically sacrifices a bit of speed.
To give you more depth, showing its work along the way, makes it more verifiable.
And voice commands.
Yeah.
They've expanded so much you can use Gen AI even while driving now.
Which is pretty wild. And maybe most critically, costs have just plummeted.
Huge. Making this tech accessible to so many more people, it's really been a whirlwind.
Right.
But looking at all these huge shifts, which one do you think has been the most pivotal? Like the one that fundamentally changed how people interact with Gen AI?
That's a really good question. It forces you to think beyond just the technical specs, right?
Yeah.
I'd probably argue that the massive reduction in costs combined with, the better conversational abilities and these unified interfaces, that's probably the most pivotal combination.
Okay. Why that specifically?
Well, it just drastically lowered the barrier to entry. It turned AI from something mainly for developers into like an everyday utility. People aren't just playing around anymore, they're actually integrating it.
Into workflows, personal routines.
Exactly. Because it's cheap, it's easy, and it's just there, available.
That makes a lot of sense. And to really get a handle on these real world shifts, the research for this HBR article, it took a fascinating approach, didn't it?
It really did, scouring hundreds of subreddits, Quora, online communities.
And Reddit especially, right?
Yeah.
Because of the anonymity.
Precisely. That pseudonymity seems to have offered the most unfiltered, genuinely honest insights into what people are actually doing. No posturing.
Just raw user behavior.
Yeah. And the author's goal, as they state, is really to surface these practical use cases, hoping to accelerate the beneficial applications for everyone.
Okay, so that brings us to maybe the most striking trend the research found.
Yes. This huge transformation in how people are using Gen AI, it's moved way beyond just technical stuff into much more emotive and even self-actualization territory. It's quite a shift.
That is astounding. The data showed, 38 brand new entries in the top 100 use cases?
38?
Yeah.
Which just signals how incredibly rapid this change is.
And the top 3 new entries in the overall top 10 were, get this, therapy companionship at number 1.
Number 1, right at the top.
Organizing my life at number 2.
Also huge.
And finding purpose at number 3.
Yeah.
I mean, what does that mean? That people are turning to AI for things as deeply personal as therapy and finding purpose. Is this like a new societal need AI is filling?
I think it's profoundly telling. These aren't just quirky edge cases. They seem to represent AI fulfilling pretty fundamental human needs that are often unmet or, underserved by traditional means. So this whole theme of personal and professional support has just ballooned. It's the largest category by far now, and it's directly taking ground from things like technical assistance and troubleshooting.
So less fixing my code, more fixing my life.
In a way, yeah. It really speaks to this human desire for connection, for guidance, for efficiency, and AI is now able to provide that on a scale we just couldn't imagine before.
Let's dig into some of these specific examples then. Therapy companionship at number 1. You said it's not just structured psychological support.
No, it covers a whole spectrum. It includes that, yes, but also general emotional connection. There's even apparently a romantic dimension for some users.
Wow.
It really highlights how deeply these LLMs are tapping into our core human needs for connection and understanding.
And the accessibility aspect you mentioned earlier must play a huge role here.
Absolutely critical. There was this powerful quote from a user in South Africa.
Oh yeah, I remember reading that.
Pointing out that where they live, there's maybe a psychologist for 1 in every 100,000 people.
1 in 100,000, that's stark.
It is. And they said for someone whose health is deteriorating and survival is the morning agenda, the immediate accessible help an LLM offers, well, it can easily outweigh concerns about data privacy in that moment.
That puts it in perspective.
And the advantages are pretty clear, right? It's available 24/7, it's affordable, often free, and there's no human judgment, which can be a massive barrier for people seeking help.
That lack of judgment piece is interesting.
It seems to be key. And this isn't just happening in one place. It's a big trend in China, too. Plus, recent research is actually suggesting that AI-delivered therapeutic interventions are becoming almost indistinguishable from human-written therapeutic responses.
Indistinguishable, that's quite a statement.
It is. The capabilities are evolving incredibly fast in these sensitive areas.
And it's striking how this personal use mirrors what's happening professionally, too.
Yeah.
It's not just individuals seeking comfort.
Exactly. Think about the professional services world. You mentioned EY earlier.
Right, training nearly 400,000 staff in Gen AI skills.
Almost 500,000 people. And they've deployed 150 AI agents specifically for tax-related tasks. This isn't some future prediction. It's happening now. It's tangible adoption changing how global businesses operate.
So it's hitting both the deeply personal and the highly professional spheres simultaneously.
Precisely. And moving beyond therapy, another really dominant trend was organizing my life at number 2. That was the highest new entry overall.
Okay, so what does that entail? Is it just making to-do lists?
It's a bit more than that. It seems to be about empowering users to be more intentional, about daily habits, long-term goals like New Year's resolutions, or even just those nagging little tasks. And then the AI helps guide them to take small, achievable steps.
I like that practical example they cited. A user just asking it to create a timeline for cleaning and organizing their house before guests arrived.
Right. Super practical. We've probably all been there.
Definitely. It speaks to how AI is sort of chipping away at that mundane mental load.
And it's happening personally with tools like ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, but also professionally. Microsoft Copilot is a big one there.
Ah, yeah. There was that quote from Jared Spataro at Microsoft.
Exactly, calling AI an invaluable thought partner.
Right. Freeing us from the drudgery of work to allow for more productivity and creativity. But doesn't that also raise that question again, how much human initiative or just plain mental effort are we potentially outsourcing here?
It absolutely does. It's a really critical tension point, and we should probably circle back to it. But the appeal is undeniable, isn't it?
Oh, for sure.
If you think about how much mental energy we all spend on what Spataro calls drudgery, the potential for just liberation is immense.
Yeah.
And this theme extends to finding purpose, which came in at number 3, another huge new entry.
So finding purpose, what does that look like in practice with AI?
It seems to cover a range. Things like defining personal values, figuring out how to overcome roadblocks, general self-development. Users are asking for advice on next steps, help reframing problems, ways to stay focused. It's quite broad.
The real-world applications just keep underscoring its utility, don't they? Like enhanced learning at number 4.
Yeah, the example of using ChatGPT as a study guide for an online data analysis course.
Asking it to explain concepts the course kind of glosses over. That's brilliant. Reinforcing notes, deepening understanding.
Exactly. Or think about healthier living at number 10. That's a game changer for anyone focused on diet or fitness.
The macro counting example.
Yeah. The user talked about calculating macros for a new eating plan, which used to involve this crazy spreadsheet process. Nightmare.
Been there.
Now they just ask for recipes based on their specific macro needs and boom, take that list straight to the grocery store. So much simpler.
It takes the friction out. And it's not just these like heavy self-improvement tasks either.
No, not at all. The article gives examples showing just how versatile AI has become in everyday life. For travelers, creating a travel itinerary number 24 can be a lifesaver.
I saw that one.
Yeah.
A user got a perfect, extensive vacation itinerary.
Yeah, complete with rustic places, hidden gems, even minimized driving time, things that would take hours of research otherwise.
Okay, and here's one that really surprised me. Way down at number 83. Disputing a fine.
Yes. That user got an 80-pound bus lane fine.
And they admitted they probably would have just paid it if they had to type out a long appeal themselves.
We all felt that inertia, right? But instead, they asked ChatGPT to write the appeal.
And the VCN got voided.
Voided. That's actual money back in someone's pocket, directly thanks to AI. Tangible impact.
It really highlights that practical, everyday empowerment aspect.
It does. And if we zoom out a bit, the research also touched on other intriguing uses, dealing with what you might call the softer side of being human.
Like what?
Things like using AI to boost confidence, that was number 18, having deep conversations, number 29, and even number 33 was attempting to engage with the deceased.
Wow, that's getting into really profound territory.
It is. And what this broader view really reveals, I think, is a surprising insight. While AI is undeniably strong in technical areas, this research strongly suggests it helps just as much, maybe even more, with our very innately human whims and desires.
Which leads us right into one of the absolute core debates around Gen AI, doesn't it? Is it ultimately a boon or bane for our own ability to think? I mean, this question feels central to how we view our whole relationship with AI. From your perspective, what's the most compelling argument for AI actually enhancing our cognitive abilities, and what are the big caveats to that?
Yeah, that really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? The compelling argument for enhancement, I think, lies in something Ali Miller, the Fortune 500 AI advisor, calls psychological safety.
Psychological safety. How does that work with AI?
Well, her point is that AI allows for unrestricted exploration. You can ask potentially embarrassing questions, explore half-baked ideas without any fear of judgment.
Ah, right. No one's laughing at your stupid question.
Exactly. It radically lowers the cost, the risk of taking a fuzzy, nascent idea and developing it into something valuable. It becomes this sort of safe playground for big dreams, letting us explore complex stuff we might otherwise just shy away from.
Okay, I can see that. That's the enhancement argument. What's the caveat?
The caveat is huge, and it's crucial. If you start using it purely as a crutch rather than, say, a catapult, you really risk intellectual stagnation. And some users in the research admitted this. They said they'd grown too dependent or were becoming more reliant, turning to GPT instead of firing up their own brain for complex tasks.
So outsourcing the thinking itself?
Potentially. But then there's the strong counter-argument also from users. If you do not use it as a learning tool, then you will destroy your career progression and become stagnant.
So use it or lose out.
Kind of. The real insight, then, probably isn't whether AI inherently helps or hinders thinking, full stop. It's about how we choose to integrate it. Is it a springboard for deeper exploration or just a substitute for thought? That seems to be the key distinction.
That makes so much sense. And the concerns around this, they seem particularly sharp when it comes to young people, right?
Oh, definitely. You see worries about college education. That's number 23 in the use cases, with students having access to high-quality on-demand essays.
The classic cheating concern, but maybe supercharged now.
Supercharged, exactly. And parents are worrying about K-12 development, too. That's number 41, because these LLMs can, knock off many K-12 assignments in an instant.
And the worry isn't just about cheating, is it? It's more about how does this impact the actual process of learning, developing critical thinking skills?
Precisely. It's that deeper developmental concern. And this whole dynamic interaction, this tension between reliance and strategic use, it points to a broader trend the research highlighted.
Which is?
That the evolving Gen AI user in 2025 is becoming significantly more sophisticated. They're showing both a deeper understanding of the tech, but also, importantly, a pretty healthy dose of skepticism.
Okay, skepticism. How does that manifest?
Well, in various ways. The article highlighted what it called the hottest cynical take.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
The perceived political correctness of LLMs.
Exactly. Apparently, this was particularly prominent during the 2024 U.S. election year discussions online.
And there was that user quote, reflecting frustration.
Yeah, something like, I canceled my subscription for this reason. I do not want to support a tool that tries to turn the world more timid and prim.
And just to be clear, we're simply relaying that sentiment as it appeared in the source material. It's reflecting a viewpoint found out there in the user community.
Absolutely. Just reporting what the research surfaced. And beyond those kinds of political takes, data privacy concerns also came up again and again.
Still a big issue, then.
Seems so. Enthusiasm for Gen AI was often met with these warnings about big tech harvesting data. But interestingly, there was also this strong chorus of counter-protest against that concern.
How so?
Kind of a fatalistic pushback, encapsulated by one user's put down, which was basically too late. My bank has it, my credit cards have it, Google has it. Take a deep breath. Texts, emails, voicemails, apps, photos, videos, location history. You get the idea.
Yeah, the sense that the data privacy ship has sailed, so why worry about AI specifically?
Exactly. It highlights how ubiquitous data collection already is in our lives, making some users feel maybe concerns over AI data are a bit late to the party, perhaps.
And then there was that subtle irony you mentioned.
Oh, right. Users also complain that LLMs don't know enough about them, wishing for more memory retention, better personalization.
It's this fascinating paradox, isn't it? Wanting this personalized, almost omniscient assistant,
while simultaneously fearing the data collection needed to make it happen.
But it also reflects a growing understanding among users, doesn't it?
I think so. They seem to have a clearer grasp now of how LLMs actually operate. They recognize the need to be really explicit about their intentions, like that quote. Of course, it's only helpful when I already know what I want to do.
The quality of prompting has improved because users understand the garbage in, garbage out principle applies.
Definitely. Better prompts, better results. But it is important to remember, these online forums, while they're a super rich vein of insight, they're also breeding grounds for pretty unnuanced, often polarized opinions.
Right. Extremes are common online.
Totally. You can find everything from Gen AI being lauded as the most amazing invention ever to people dismissing it as utterly useless, or even worse, I can't even think of a single use case that isn't malicious.
Which is quite a statement.
It is. The reality, as this deep dive really shows, is just far more complex, far more nuanced than those extremes suggest.
What does all this mean for you, listening right now and maybe for the near future? We've explored this incredible evolution of Gen AI.
That profound shift towards more emotive, personal uses.
And this really complex relationship users are developing with the technology, balancing this deep reliance with a healthy skepticism.
And there's a fascinating prediction from the source material that points towards the next frontier.
Oh, what's that?
It's this growing desire among users for LLMs to move beyond just giving advice or information towards actually doing things directly.
Pursuing things.
Yeah, what's known as agentic behavior. Think of a user wanting the model to say, cancel the subscription before they start charging me, not just telling them how to cancel it.
So giving the AI agency to act on your behalf.
Exactly. It's a pretty significant leap from just instruction to actual automated execution. That seems to be where the demand is heading.
Okay, so that leaves us and you with a truly provocative thought to maybe chew on. As AI becomes so deeply embedded, not just technically, but in our personal and emotional lives, what does that really mean for our human connections, for our own individual paths to self-discovery?
And crucially, for our very ability to think for ourselves when a non-human entity is playing such a pivotal and potentially increasingly agentic role.
It's a huge question. The landscape will absolutely continue to transform, that seems certain. And with it, our relationship to these incredibly powerful tools will keep evolving too.